I wasn't late. I wasn't late.
I'll ask her to start posting more about, the painting that she does, but obviously action. Correct.
Yeah, and I don't think you can teach creativity. Full promotion there. But
Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. We have a very special guest in the building. We have a creator, artist, fashion designer, painter, Courtney.
hi, how are you?
So Courtney, present yourself to people that don't know you. Pretend I don't know you. Introduce yourself. So tell us about your background and how you get into fashion and painting.
Yeah, so I am CT, also known as Courtney, and I am an all-round creative, I'd say. So I do fashion design, I have my own fashion platform, I paint, I style, I art direct, and I just enjoy life. I got into it whilst I was studying. I first launched my fashion platform whilst I was studying my while I was studying my fashion degree.
When did you discover your talent for painting?
I've always painted, so I actually started at GCSE level and I've just continued and grown with that. So yeah, I'd probably say, without giving my age away, I'm just not going to say the years, but quite a few, maybe a decade and a half, who knows.
Been painting for a while.
Yeah, I've been painting for a very, very long time. I enjoy it.
You're doing painting, you also own a clothing brand. How did that painting and clothing brand, work with each other, to be able to, do both at once, together?
Yeah. So as I was saying, I studied fine art and history first, and then I went on to do fashion innovation, and then I kind of merged the two together. So my first fashion piece was actually a painting that I'd done. It came up to about here. And it was a painting that I created in response to the lack of representation of Black women within the fashion industry. And then I was like, I got a lot of feedback, positive feedback on the painting. I was like, okay, let's, turn this into an actual platform. And that's how Not Your Trend was born.
That's perfect. So to you, what comes first? Is it painting or designing?
Oh, this is a tricky one. I'd probably say art. For sure.
Painting.
Yeah, 100%.
Because you've been doing it for a while since you were a child. That you say you've been doing it, correct? So basically, you breathe arts more than you breathe fashion, correct?
Yeah, and I don't think you can teach creativity. I might be wrong, but I just don't think you can. I feel like it just kind of
you need to born with it.
Yeah, 100%. So I'd say the artwork, and I get a lot of escapism with the artwork. I can clear my mind. I can plan future endeavours whilst I'm painting, whereas with the fashion, I'm switched on doing X, Y, and Z. So yeah, I'd say I find slight more peace with the art.
Yeah. So would you say paint influence your designing clothing or not?
Initially, yes. But over time, I think I'll probably go back into doing paint being my influence. But over time, I've just kind of, moved away from that. Yeah.
You definitely need to start doing painting. So for those that don't know, she's a painter too. I will ask her to start posting more about, the painting that she does. But obviously, because we don't see her art, she doesn't post her art. She needs to put more about the art that you do, because obviously your clothing, it comes from the pieces you paint as well to put on your, on your clothing. So you have to, start doing that more. So how much you would invest your time into painting now, from now on?
I do paint 4 times a week anyway, just for myself. I have a exhibition coming up next week Sunday, which should be good, at Cloud 23. But so full promotion there. But I do already paint weekly. It's just that when I tried to put the camera up to film me, it felt inauthentic. I don't know. I felt like I was on stage, like the pressure was on for it to be absolutely perfect, whereas that was my safe space painting.
So fashion for you now is a wearable art.
Yeah, 100%.
How would you make people feel like your pieces is art than just a regular clothing?
Oh, that's a good question. I'd say with the way it's styled and also with the message. So each item on the website also has a description of the message of why I've created it, basically. So yeah.
Oh, that's sick.
Thanks.
Actually, sick. Imagine you come to like, you know, a piece of clothing, you see the painting in there. You say, okay, this is this item called this way, and then this painting related to this. You know, you explain, you know, about the painting that's on that piece of item. That's actually sick.
Thank you.
And then you making you having like a new collection that coming out. You want to explain to us, you know, about the new collection? What inspired the new collection that you'll be dropping soon?
So the new collection was actually inspired by creative block, and as I was saying to you off camera before about just having a lack of motivation with something that you actually enjoy doing. And so I'd gone back into my old notes and my old scrapbooks just to see like why I started and gain inspiration again. And then I came up with CTRL, which is control your own story, control your own narrative. And it also ties in with taking back control over our culture and just what we stand for and what we're capable of without being watered down by society, and even in our own personal lives, watering yourself down and feeling like you can't expand and just create and just be amazing. So with the CTRL collection, it is about creating your own story, rewriting your narrative and pushing on. So to start with, we've got gym wear. And I just can't wait to wear my own gym wear in the gym, to be honest.
We'll be waiting for that gym wear.
Yeah.
So, with your art, with everything you do in the fashion, you know, the painting, what kind of emotion or message you want to pass to others that when they're looking to things you're doing for them to understand about what you're doing? What kind of message you want to pass?
An empowering one.
Empowering.
Yeah, empowering and encouraging one to be like, we're not here to just be mediocre. Not one of us is here to just be mediocre, and to keep pushing. And then when I have the conversation with people as to why I've launched or why I've put this piece out, it kind of sells itself. So yeah, and it encourages people to be like, oh, I can do that. I can draw as well. I can paint as well. Or, oh, I'd love, I literally spoke to my friend today and he was like, yeah, I think I want to start a brand. Like, you make it, I said, it's not easy. But he's like, yeah, you make it look so easy. And I've got these designs and I'm like, do it. Like, who's stopping you from doing it? So yeah, I want people to feel encouraged and empowered, like superheroes.
100%. That's good. You know, how many collections have you had so far from your clothing brand?
I don't want to leave any out.
This one, the last one that come in is gym collection that you put in.
Yeah, 5
different collections, and you started branding in like
2020. Yeah,
2020.
Yeah.
What inspired you to keep going?
God. Why did you smile?
No, it's
why did you smile?
I deeply believe in God. You know, I'm religious, but obviously, like, you know, it could be different motivation as well. Like, apart from, you know, just,
I'd probably say, without getting too deep, I'd say God for sure, and just family circumstances that have just encouraged me, and knowing that I'm doing it for reasons deeper than me, people that are coming behind me and people that have gone before me as well. So I'm doing it to make those that aren't with us proud, and I'm doing it to encourage the young girl or the young boy who feels like they can't. So that inspires me to keep going.
What makes your brand different than others, you know, other brands that people see out there at the moment? Because there's so many clothing brands.
Yeah.
What makes yours different? Obviously, like, this is the selling point now. So she has to sell herself, show you guys, you know, you have to buy it, you know. So she will tell you what makes that brand different.
Plug that tea in the comments. Joke. I'd probably say what makes it different would be my drive for the community aspect, and just the fact that I go out into the universities, I go out into the youth centres and speak to the young people from all ages. I had little teeny tots just encouraging them and, you know, pouring life into them, all while still showcasing the clothing. Even if it's like really young kids who can't necessarily wear it, I'm saying this is a platform that I've built because, and you can also do this and greater. So I definitely say the community aspects, and not just the fact of, oh, I'm making a jumper, buy it.
That's it. As a fashion student, what would you say is more important when you're creating a clothing brand? When you someone that's, you know, so into fashion, what would you say is the most important thing into fashion?
I I would personally say to be yourself and not create something because you've seen others create it 10 times, but because you actually love it. And even if it has been made 10 times, what makes yours different? Why have you made it that way, etc. So just, individuality whilst you're
Would you say fashion
studying.
is style or more colors as well? Because obviously there's a lot of brands that, rely more in colors than in actually creating design. Sick design is more like, colorful stuff.
Yeah.
Or having more specific colors into their items. What is your style of, fashion? Is it more color or design into it?
Oh, that's a good question. I feel like the last 4 collections that I did, so I did one every year, because I'm trying to be as slow fashion as possible. I stuck with the black, red and white theme, and then it's just kind of meant that people would see the black, red and white and they'd be like, oh, like I saw you jump. And I liked that. But in this new CTRL collection, I kind of just trialed something completely different. So I've gone with navy and sand. Literally just because I wanted to trial something different, but I did enjoy doing the colours. I'll probably circle back to these colours. I'm not gonna lie.
The colors go together. Black, red, and white definitely go together. You're building like social media presence for your brand as well. So how important you think is social media presence at the moment for people that are doing business?
It is extremely important. This is something that I speak about when I do go out and do public speaking. Personal branding is so essential. Like when you look at Rihanna, for example, skin tea, makeup tea all the time. If her makeup was crazy, you would not be running to her concession in Boots and going to get her makeup. Because her personal branding is so tea, you trust what she's selling naturally. And it's just the same with a lot of other things. So I think it's very important.
What do you think creators now need for them to be able to build a good social media presence? As much, I know you're still doing that, but what would you doing towards getting that to that position you wanted to get, on social media to be able to get your brand out there?
Yeah.
What do you think creators also need to do?
I'd say stand out, because there's a million of everyone. There's a million of everything, but there's only one of you, if that makes sense. I basically just gave a riddle there. Just gave a riddle there. There's a million of everything, but there's one of you. So like your own signature on something. We could both be selling this chair. I put CT on it, you put your name on it. It's drastically different.
What is the biggest challenge have you faced when it comes to clothing brand?
I'd say the biggest challenge I faced would definitely have been internal and just dealing with comparison, which is something that I also speak about. And once I realised that there's only one of me and I've been called to do this and build this platform, I had to just keep going. But it would definitely be my own dealings with imposter syndrome.
That's a very good answer.
Yeah,
that's a very good answer, because obviously for social media there's so many challenges when you as a creator as well. So it is social media challenges, there's a personal challenges, there's so many things that come into when you start creating a brand or you start doing your own business. So whatever you said, it does make sense as well, because people don't acknowledge those things, but they are very important. They're very important for sure. So what are you looking to get in the next 5 years with your brand? What's your vision for the next 5 years?
In the next 5 years, I do want to mentor a lot more. I am a mentor at the moment for young students, so I want to build the mentorship a lot more and just build the community aspect even more as well. Alongside that, in terms of the creative side of things, I want to bring more people on and build up a team, because at the moment I do it on my own. This is crazy. For the last 5 years I've been doing it on my own. So I want to build up a team and just venture into different things. I kind of want to see what accessories are like and see what shoes are like. Just literally trial and error. Who's gonna kill me?
To build up a team, it requires finance as well.
100%.
You wouldn't want to work for free, so it takes time for this, to be able to build the finances, to be able to hire people, get them to do the job, and then get them paid for. So that would be very challenging as well. But obviously, I would always did, wish you good luck for you to be able to get to where you wanted to get financially, to be able to, do that, because that's when you'll be able to expand.
Yeah.
How would you want people to see your brand as, what kind of message you would really want people when they look at your brand and say, okay, this brand, this is what it represents?
In a nutshell, I feel like I'd want people to understand that Not Your Trend is about our culture being, we are bigger than the program. Like, every person that I've spoke to about this has literally agreed with me in the way that we are used in a very tokenistic way sometimes. And I want people to now feel empowered and take their power back and literally thrive. So when you buy in a Not Your Trend piece, you're feeling empowered. You're feeling like, yeah, I'm taking my control back. I'm rewriting my narrative, and I'm going to be something successful, even when society is built to kind of knock us 90% of the time.
I understand 100%. So what would recommend you to do also is for your brand, because you do painting. So I was thinking about this to recommend you. You need to start doing live on TikTok, painting on TikTok. Live. That would definitely, in terms of personal branding, would definitely help you out for you to be able to get more engagement. People know who you are as an artist, and then to be able to, I would definitely advise you to do that as well. Definitely do that, and you see how your personal brand will skyrocket as well. Trust me, I will be one of the first people to,
I will take one of these cameras home with me. No worries.
Don't worry, I'll borrow you the camera so you can do your videos as well. In there.
No worries, but yeah, I'll definitely try the TikTok lives.
So tell us, how would you want to be remembered?
When I go to glory.
Yes.
Okay.
When you're here. While you're here, while you're not here, how would you want people to remember you as, Courtney, she's this?
I'd want people to remember me as an all-around creative who didn't stay in the box that she was told to stay in. And she tried new things, and even if it didn't work, she tried it. And she also encouraged others and helped others build in themselves. So yeah, all in all, that's it.
Great. Remember Courtney. And then remember, she's an artist, and then she's a great artist. So leave a message for those that, want to start doing the clothing brand, they want to do art, and then give a message for those kids. It might not be because it's not made for kids, but those that haven't started whatever they wanted to start yet, listen to the message that Courtney have for you guys.
Oh gosh, the pressure is on. The pressure is on. I'd probably say to just start. And once you start, don't stop. You can pause, but definitely don't quit. Keep going. Whichever room you have been invited into, you are called to be there and walk in there and act like it. What else would I say? These are things you can tell that all just written all over my mirror. I'd also say to be consistent and show up on the days where you don't feel like it, and it will make up for the days where you do. That is all.
Guys, listen to this. I will also leave the link of Courtney down there on the description, and go and check it out. Okay, and subscribe to the channel as well, and then go follow Courtney on Instagram, and then follow our page as well for the brand. Okay, yeah, stay safe, guys.
I can't act brand new around me.
I can't think about anything funny like that.
No, you're asking me like a cancelable one. How long have you been doing this for?
Oh, so you're asking me questions?
Yeah.
Oh,
let's see how she reacts to this one.
I've been doing this for a year and a bit now, because I started in January last year.
Yeah.
Finish the first season, because I want to do this one by season, so I don't want to just just do infinite videos without people understand. Okay, this is a breaks. One season is done. We do another season. So I was trying to do it more organized as possible, not just just shooting videos infinitely. Just every 1,000 episodes. Yeah.
I just like to yap. So I just like to talk, and I like to ask people questions and fast. So I just feel like I'd be good with it. And look, you're laughing. I didn't try.
Yeah,